Hi there, I'm Gregory Barrett, and welcome to another episode of Canada's Movie and TV Hosers. And back from her vacation is my lovely wife, Christine.
Hi, everybody.
Did you have a good time away?
I did. It was a long trip back, though.
Yeah. Well, traveling is always a bummer, right?
Yeah.
Well, in the meantime, I had Fluffy Kitty here to keep me company.
Clara.
And to guest star there.
Her name is Clara, by the way.
So, in case you're joining us for the first time, this show is where we talk about all the things in fandom that we love, you know, TV, streaming, miniseries, movies, books, comic books, anything else that we want. We might review other stuff. We're not so much into video games. So, this week, just got a couple quick news items to go through off the top. So, you heard about Jeremy Renner, obviously.
Yes.
I talked about that in my last update. I saw a new video on social media today that showed that he was moved out of the ICU.
Oh, that's good. Well, he was speaking clearly the other day, so that's good.
So in case you haven't heard, he got run over by a snowplow when he went out to help someone else.
His own snowplow.
Yeah, his own. Because sometimes, you know, it reminds me of Anton Yelchin. You know, when the brake released and he got crushed by the vehicle, which is tragic. Anyway, he's alive. He's doing better. He's doing better. He's moved out of the ICU, and that's really the latest update that we have. So we wish him all the best. I want to see Hawkeye in more things.
Yeah. And
also in other movies too. He's great in a lot of other stuff. People like him in. There was one Jason Bourne movie that he did. There was. What else was there? Wind River, they like him in. American Hustle. Tag. Some people like him in that. That was a comedy. And he was in another comedy with the guy you really like, Will Ferrell. The House. He was in that. He was the villain in that.
Oh, okay.
It was kind of funny. Although that movie was kind of a disappointment.
So put your snowplow in park and put the emergency brake on. A guy in our office actually did that same thing with his truck, and he actually ran his own foot over. But he's okay. But not so much.
Yeah.
Always engage the emergency brake.
Anyway, we wish Jeremy Renner the best. All the best to him and his family. Got some Netflix update news for you.
Mm-hmm.
Remember Wednesday?
Yeah, I remember Wednesday.
Well, it was a big hit, and they just announced on their YouTube channel.
Yes.
They put out a new teaser saying that a new season is coming on Netflix.
Well, maybe if you're 12, it'd be a big hit. But it's definitely not for anyone over the age of 16.
Everyone I've heard from, all the reviews say it's really good. You're the only person I've heard from that said it was bad.
It's a teeny bopper show. It's not for anyone over the age of 16.
Would you recommend I check this out?
No.
Okay. If you disagree with Christine, let me know down in the comments below and I'll check out this Wednesday show because I'm hearing a lot of good things, but you're saying it's bad.
It's not for a general audience. It's like, I don't know, Degrassi Junior High. It's not for a general audience. Okay? You watch it then and you tell me if you like it because you're not going to.
I don't know, I might. What do you guys think of the Wednesday show on Netflix? Are you eager to see season 2? Are you? Did you not check it out? Did you like it? Did you not? Let us know down in the comments below. Also, if I should check it out. What else we got? So after that, we got some trailers. So let's start out with the first one that we got, I believe at the beginning of the week. We got we got a Red Band trailer that we watched. You know the difference between a Red Band and Green Band trailer, right?
I don't know.
Green band is for general audiences. When it comes up at the thing, there's a green band.
Oh.
And then other times there's a red band. The red band means it's not for kids, it's restricted, right?
Right.
So we watched the Red Band trailer for Evil Dead Rise. What do you think of this?
This is not for me.
No?
Too much blood and gore and no.
Definitely looks like an Evil Dead movie.
I haven't seen any more Evil Dead movies. That's not my kind of thing.
Well, the original Evil Dead movies, there was Evil Dead 1 and 2, and then Army of Darkness. These are all the Sam Raimi movies, and Bruce Campbell.
It's too much blood and gore. I mean...
Not your thing?
No, not my thing.
Okay.
I won't be watching it.
I saw those original movies a long time ago, and Haven't gone back to watch them again. Once again, I'm not really a horror kind of guy.
Yeah.
But this movie has an interesting trailer, and I might check it out. Look pretty good. Look pretty scary. It also looked really ridiculous. Like, oh my God, we found this book, which is, I don't know, the Necronomicon.
Made of a human skin or something like that with their blood painted on it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Typical stuff.
But I did talk about this, and I was looking forward to coming out in April of this year.
Okay.
Are you guys looking forward to seeing Evil Dead Rise? I'm not sure who's directing it. But anyway, if you're looking forward to this, check out the trailer. Let us know down in the comments below. Then another trailer I talked about on Friday was Renfield. And I kept calling it Reinhardt because I wasn't doing so great. I was sick, and the meds must have been affected me. So I kept calling it Reinhardt. But I put up on the screen, I'm like, no, it's Renfield.
My mother called Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer Reinhold one whole year. She said, look, everyone, it's Reinhold.
Okay. Well, that's close to
so
Reinhardt.
So you must have caught that same disease.
Yeah.
It goes around at Christmas time. She knows it's
So, it's got Nicholas Hoult and Nicolas Cage in it. It's got the two Nicks.
Yeah.
Are you looking forward to this?
I think this is more up my alley. It looks fun.
Yeah, it looks pretty wacky and over the top.
Yeah.
And so, Nicholas Hoult is a familiar to Dracula, who's played by Nicolas Cage, and he goes into a support group meeting, and he gets all these powers as one of Dracula's familiars.
Yeah.
So it looks like a wacky comedy about he doesn't want to be working for Dracula anymore.
I guess.
Essentially is what it is. He hates his boss.
He doesn't want to help his boss.
It's a bad boss movie.
I know. There you go.
Okay, but your boss is Dracula. That's the premise.
Yeah, it looks really fun. I'm going to see it for sure.
Well, I'm going to see it too. Well, it will.
Yeah.
Okay? We get most things. It's only a few of the independent stuff that we don't really get, or ones that are just released in LA and New York. And that's for awards.
Fun. It definitely looks fun.
Yeah, I'm going to see it. Are you guys looking forward to Renfield, which is also coming out in April? Those both are coming out like within a week of each other. I think we get. Let me double check. We get Renfield on April 14th, and then we get Evil Dead Rise on April 21st.
Okay.
Yeah, April 21st. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
That's fine.
Are you guys looking forward to Renfield? Let us know down in the comments below. I'm definitely going to check it out. Next trailer. Before we had just a teaser, but now we got a full trailer for the new movie called You People, starring Jonah Hill and Eddie Murphy. What do you think of this?
He's got his old soundtrack back, Slim Shady.
Oh, Jonah Hill, yeah. We're talking about 21 Jump Street.
Yeah, he had the same kind of music in that when he looked like Slim Shady with the blonde hair.
Did you like the trailer? Are you looking forward to this?
I did. It looks cute. It looks fun. I hope it will be. There's a lot of jokes and stuff in the trailer. There's a lot of stuff in the trailer, and sometimes when you see that, that's all the movie is. Mm-hmm. So I'm a little bit suspicious in that way.
I'm a little bit suspicious too because, one, it's being released right on Netflix. Okay?
No.
So this is a Netflix movie. It's coming out at the end of this month, at the end of January.
Mm.
So that's one thing against it. If they're just dumping it on streaming, it means they probably don't have a lot of faith in it. Now, it's also Netflix. They're starting to experiment with putting stuff in the theaters.
Yeah.
I think that if they believed in it, they should put it into theaters first, at least for a week or two. Yeah, January is a dumping ground historically for movies in the theater. So it looks really funny in the trailer. It's Jonah Hill is in a relationship. The scene is in the trailer. It's in every romantic comedy. They both get into the same car together. He gets into her car by accident. He thinks it's an Uber. It's the same trope from romantic comedies, whether they're both getting into the cab at the same time. I'm like, okay. So, and that's how they meet. And so he meets this black woman, and then they fall in love, and they want to get married. And then he has to meet her father, who's played by Eddie Murphy. Now, this is an interesting role for him because, according to the trailer, it looks like he's playing the straight man. He's not supposed to be funny at all. No. He's the angry dad. He's like, okay, my daughter wants to marry this guy?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it looks funny in
And
those things, but I'm just a little bit worried that that's all the joke. We know now everything that the movie is about, so...
Yeah. Well, they need to tell us what the movie is about to go see it.
I don't really like it so much in the trailer.
The other thing that's against it for me is the last 2 movies I saw Eddie Murphy in weren't very good. They weren't that funny. There was the My Name is Dolomite, which was okay. It's also on Netflix. And then it was Coming to America.
Right.
Okay, the sequel to the classic. That wasn't very funny at all. It looked like they had a lot of fun making it. Especially Wesley Snipes. He was chewing all the scenery in that movie. So it looked like they had a great time making this. Mm-hmm. But I wasn't laughing. I'm like...
Sorry.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm just tired and I swallowed wrong.
I'm not a huge Eddie Murphy fan. He had some great stuff back in the 80s. He had some not so great stuff in the 90s.
Listen, he plays Donkey, so he's okay in my book.
Yeah, he's great as Donkey in the Shrek movies.
He can be really funny.
But if his last 2 movies, which went directly to Netflix as well, didn't really work for me, and a lot of people didn't like Coming to America, so I don't think it did very well. So no one talks about it. Hopefully this is good. It's got 2 really funny people in it, Eddie Murphy and Jonah Hill. I want to see. That sounds like a winning combination to me.
We'll have to see. I'm not sure. I'm a bit
But if
suspicious.
they put all the jokes of a black family and a Jewish family getting together, these awkward situations, they're fighting with each other, which is why it's called You People.
I know.
You know where this is going.
I hope it's okay. I'm a bit concerned.
However, I looked it up on Rotten Tomatoes, and apparently this is an R-rated romance comedy, so it might be really funny. It might get quite extreme with the jokes.
Okay.
So maybe it's going to be funny. It says it's an hour and 57 minutes, so less than 2 hours. That's a bit long for a comedy.
Right. Well,
I'm hoping for the best, and you're suspicious?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I'm looking forward to it, and I hope I'm not disappointed by it. What do you guys think of this? Let us know if you're interested in seeing You People on Netflix. Let us know down in the comments below.
Yeah.
And that was the 3 trailers I want to review from this week. So let's go into our reviews next. So, you got back and you got caught up on Willow.
Yeah, I did.
I already reviewed episodes 6 and 7, but it's better to have some banter and talk about it. What did you think of episode 6?
It was fun. I thought 6 and 7 were fun, and it's getting better. It's like it's finally found its like true nature. The show. The first couple episodes were not good. I thought they were pretty good and pretty consistent and fun.
I didn't find these episodes were really good at all.
I thought it was a fun story.
What did you think of and we can spoil this because we've been spoiling it for each episode that comes out because no one else is watching this.
Oh.
What's with the orange slime that they're drinking?
Oh, it's an evil slime. It's the same stuff that what they said was that the troll, the very polite
How are they
trolls,
drinking this?
very polite, best
very
English
articulate.
language,
I don't know if they're polite. They were trying to kill them.
It's good in a polite way. Trolls, they've been drinking this similar stuff to keep them alive and keep them powerful. It's evil is what they're drinking. That's what that orange stuff is. That's what they have the people mining it. They have slaves mining it. I don't know if you got that part.
No.
Of it.
Must have zoned out during that.
Yeah,
time.
and that is
not a good show.
Eric has been drinking what looks like it anyway, and then we see, basically this episode, they're in with the trolls. The trolls are articulate, and they find another friend. They meet
Christian Slater.
Another friend of Mad Mardigan, who is enemy
poses as Mad Mardigan as well.
Friend of Borman.
Well, that's how they meet him is a reference to the original movie, because that's how they met Mad Mardigan. He was locked in a cage on the road.
Yes. So he's also locked in a cage for 10 years. He's gone a little bit crazy. Yeah, so I thought it was fun, and I think that episode they are trying to find that armor. Also, Borman's in there to find the armor.
Yeah, really, they're supposed to be getting her brother.
They're rescuing Kit and Willow, who've been captured by these polite trolls.
Cave trolls.
But they're Mad Mardigan went there apparently with his troop to get the shield, and they think he could be still in the tunnels perhaps, or locked in there somehow because no one's seen him. And Borman actually he ran away from there, whereas their friend Christian Slater got locked up in a cage all this time. And they don't know, perhaps Madmartigan is there in the tunnels, so Kit wants to find him.
Well, now they got both pieces. They got the armor
now
and the weird piece that goes into it.
That's why Borman really wanted to go there. And his friend, what was his friend called?
Christian Slater?
Yeah, his friend, the name of him.
He's just another knockoff Madmartigan.
I think it was an A.
They're all knockoff Madmartigan.
He's a friend of his. He's a compatriot of his.
Do you think we're going to get Val Kilmer in the last episode?
Maybe, because he actually does speak in this one. Because when Kit is getting the treasure in the treasure room, she finds his sword, so she realizes that he would never have left his sword unless he's been swallowed up by that thing, and he's in there, and he does speak to her. So perhaps we actually have supposedly the voice of Madmartigan speaking to her.
Maybe. What was with that crystal lake? She falls into the liquid underneath, and then she almost accidentally finds her brother,
because it's
Prince
the same
Eric.
Liquid. It's this evil liquid that the trolls have been drinking and mining, and it's basically, and the evil lady herself shows herself. Mm-hmm. And she's a girl. Yeah.
Yeah, that was in the next episode.
She's posing as a girl in episode 7. And Eric he gave up. He was too thirsty and tired, and he just gave up just like that. Because that's what this show does. It doesn't. He's like, no, I won't go with you. No. And then
he's like, yeah, whatever.
He's like, okay.
Whatever. Let's do it.
I'll join with you. I'm thirsty.
I'm bored.
Yeah. So then we see him coming out and look like he's part of a boy band now. At the end.
I don't remember
his
that.
His hair is all done. He's got his hair cut.
It was that episode was the 7th episode, the Shattered Sea, was mostly about them trying to cross the Shattered Sea. Yeah. So they get to the beach after they get out of the cave with the crystal lake.
They do find the shield. They get
out. And they go to the beach.
They're
on the beach for a while. Then they start walking across the Shattered Sea, which is apparently 2 inches deep. Okay.
Like a sandbar.
Yeah, it looks like it, except there's water, because that fish creature is in there.
He's a mud creature.
What's with that weird fish creature?
He's a mud creature. He's like a worm, like at the beach, those little worms that live on the sand.
That was creepy looking.
He's
Why
cute.
would Graydon want to be friends with it?
I thought he was really cute.
Has these giant red bug eyes.
He was really cute. And so because Graydon's like that. And we learned a little bit more of Graydon, and Graydon is some type of wizard himself.
Yeah, because they had a big montage in the middle of the show, the episode, with weird music again.
They have the weird music. I don't think the music suits the show. I don't enjoy
they're putting all this modern music in it, and it just doesn't fit.
No, it doesn't fit it. Anyway, I thought the worm creature was cute, and Graydon does too. And he lets him go. I don't know if we're going to see him again, the worm creature. Maybe we will, and all his little worm family.
Well, they walked away from the stagecoach that they stole from that old weird guy
who was possessed by the evil Gales.
Those demons that have been chasing them. Sure.
The Gaelic people.
I barely remember those guys.
From the Gales.
I only remembered those demon guys because Willow, they were being chased by them at the beginning of episode 5.
They've been chased by them from the beginning.
Yes, but I remember at the beginning of episode 5 because Willow busts out a flamethrower.
Yeah, which he also...
And then Borman's like, what was that? And Willow's like, don't worry about it. And they just go off and it's never mentioned again.
Yeah, I know. He doesn't... Anyway.
What's going on here?
They don't seem
and then they ran into Fanghorn Forest.
They don't seem... It's not too hard to evade these Gale people. They seem to get away from them all the time. Anyway...
I guess they're just not that fast.
So, I don't know if the others are going to jump into the waterfall or not.
No, that's the edge of the world. Because the world's flat, and then it's just a waterfall of this 2-inch water, and it just falls off the world, and that's, nothingness.
Well, Kit and Alora Denham are
they hugged. They used their love magic and fell off together.
They fell off together.
And they ended up in the realm.
They made it there.
They're going to get to Prince Eric,
Who's now in a boy band.
What a dumb name, Prince Eric.
All you people named Eric, I apologize.
I'm not saying that Eric's a bad name, but if you're a prince, that's not a good name, especially for this world. You got Graydon, you got Jade, you got Willow.
Hey, what's wrong with that name?
It's
Nordic, that name. Anyway.
Just sounds kind of ridiculous.
It's a Viking name. Anyway, that's, so they find him finally, but I don't know if is he evil now? He's got a makeover.
I guess.
And he's dressed in black, and he does look like he belongs in a boy band now.
Next episode is episode 8.
Yeah.
That's the finale.
The rest will have to jump off the waterfall too.
So,
but Willow's torn because his daughter needs him.
Okay.
And he needs to go back, so we'll see.
I think that was all just visions that they were seeing. Those were just fake visions trying to get them to the tour.
Maybe.
So it's taken them 7 episodes to finally find
them.
Eric.
And we have a couple episodes to spare.
1 episode.
Well.
So they're going to get him out, and then they're just going to go cut, and suddenly they're going to be back at, where they started.
Well,
back with
he's fallen in love with that princess girl.
What's her name? Queen Sorsha, wherever she lives.
Well, it's obviously he's falling in love with that other evil woman, and now Graydon and what's her face?
Laura. Do you notice her hair this time?
It's red and it's blonde at the roots.
But it's blonde underneath.
Happen.
Yeah.
It doesn't go blonde at the roots.
So it went one streak, and then like half of it was red. And now it's all red except for underneath.
Every time she uses
so it's like taking over her head.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I think it's getting better. It's just the first couple episodes were really slow, and the horse thing. None of that was explained. I felt these episodes were much better, and it's just a fun, cute story. I enjoy it.
This show is so dumb.
It's fun. I
don't know.
I want to know what's gonna happen. I want to know what's going to happen.
I can't picture myself at this point ever watching this again, but...
Well, I won't watch it again, but I only watch things once anyway.
Once again, I'm going to save my judgment until the series is done, and then give it a best or worst series ever.
Okay.
Do you think they'll make more of it? I don't know. I don't think anyone's watching it.
I want to see what happens, though.
If anyone else is watching this show, let us know down in the comments. Know what you think of Willow, whether you liked it, whether you didn't like it. What worked for you, what didn't work for you. And, we'll talk about it on another show because we're going to be finishing up next week.
Right. I'm enjoying it.
So in the next episode, we're going to have our season finale of Willow review.
Okay.
You're enjoying it?
Yeah.
I've enjoyed some of it, but overall it's either dumb or just boring.
I like the stories. I found the stories picking up these next couple episodes, and I want to see what's going to happen. Here we go.
I don't really care what's going to happen.
Well, I'm going to watch it.
Let us know what you think of Willow, and we'll do our season premiere on the next episode. So submit a comment, and we'll review it on that.
The finale.
Yeah, the finale. We'll review it on next episode. So after that, I watched a classic movie on Friday. I watched Stanley Kubrick's classic 2001: A Space Odyssey, which is all the way back from 1968. Way before I was around. Or before you were around either. So
I was around, yeah.
None of us were around then. This is... I posted a video about it. Yeah, initial reaction. Because it was my first time ever watching this movie.
I can't believe you had
It's been referenced in everything. This is essentially the OG of modern sci-fi and space movies. Now, it's also referencing a lot of other stuff. Cartoons like to reference it a lot. I just saw it referenced the other day in Big Bang Theory.
Oh, yes, probably. Listen, I had no idea you'd never seen it before. I would have made you watch it a long time ago. No one ever showed this to me. I can't believe it.
My reaction is, this movie is great.
It's one of the best movies of all time. For me, anyway.
It's a much slower, just to give you a heads up if you've never seen it, it's a much slower storytelling pace. It uses dialogue very sparingly. It even says that, I was reading on the Wikipedia, that they did that on purpose. So every time there's dialogue, they try to trim it down as much as possible.
Well, it's the loneliness of space.
And there's all these very long and extended shots that go forever.
Kubrick style.
It's really well done.
Beautiful. Yeah.
And even though it's from 1968, the story still holds up today.
Oh, yeah.
The effects are a bit outdated, but it looks great.
It does. It's beautiful. I would have shown it to you years ago. I can't believe you hadn't seen it before, because it is one of the best movies, I think, of all time, for sure. It's in the top 10 of movies I've ever seen.
It's usually in lists of top 100 movies. However, there's a lot of movies out there, right? I haven't seen everything.
It stands up the test of time.
Oh, definitely. But have you seen every classic movie? Have you?
No,
okay, so have you seen Casablanca?
Yes.
I have. It's definitely a classic. Have you seen The Godfather?
Oh, yes.
Have you seen The Godfather 2?
I've seen all the Godfathers.
I've never seen 2 or 3.
I think I've seen them all.
I just saw The Godfather, I think, last year for the first time. I mean, it's still a great movie. It was quite long, though. But I don't want to say anything bad about it. It's definitely a classic. So many things are influenced by Blade Runner. I don't think you finished that.
I don't think that's one of the best movies ever.
Everything has copied and referenced it. It's definitely a very influential film, but most people have not seen it. I'm not going to lie. It's not huge. The box office on it is not huge. It only became a success with all the different physical media releases of it, because that was the first film that they had a director's cut for. And there's so many different cuts of that movie. There's like 5 or 6 cuts of that movie. These are official ones too.
Right.
So there's a lot. But it's not everyone's movie. I've never seen Citizen Kane.
I have seen it. I don't remember
it's a really
now,
old
but
movie.
I have seen
Some
it.
people haven't seen It's a Wonderful Life, which is a great Christmas movie.
I've seen that.
Anyway, there's a lot of movies to get to, so I'm trying to get to some of them, and as well as watch new stuff and old stuff that I haven't watched before. So this, I definitely give 2001: A Space Odyssey a best movie ever. If you're into space or sci-fi genre movies, definitely check it out.
But I think
or
you
if
don't
you're
need
generally,
to be.
no, you don't need to be.
Watch it.
If
That's
you're
why
just
I
a
think
fan
it's
of movies in general, this is
a good movie.
There's a reason why this is on top 100 films of all time, and it stood the test of time. I might even buy this on physical media. That's how good it was, because I could see myself watching this again, no problem. It's about 2.5 hours, something we can probably show the kid.
I've seen it a few times. I haven't seen it recently, though. We can watch it again.
Now, I found it on Crave, which is what we get here in Canada because we don't have HBO Max. So, yeah, definitely, that is a classic. And the music in it is great because it's all classical music, and now the 2001: A Space Odyssey, the theme from it, even that's a classic now.
Yeah.
So it uses all this classical music. I don't know who it is. Strauss, yeah. One of them was Strauss. There's a bunch of them in it. Any of these songs, if you heard them, you'll definitely recognize them because they've been used in everything. Commercials, TV shows, movies.
Yeah.
A million times these songs have been used. But I can't tell you really which one's Mozart's and which one is Bach and which one's Chopin. Chopin, sorry. But none of those are in this movie.
I don't think so.
I'm just saying, in terms of classical music,
right.
I can recognize like a few of them, but not all of them.
It depends on the age when they came from. Bach
but
is old music, and then you get
they're music that everyone's heard. It's just like Ride of the Valkyries. As soon as you hear Ride of the Valkyries, everyone thinks the same thing, Kill the wabbit, kill the wabbit, kill the wabbit.
That's what
everyone thinks of from that classic Bugs Bunny cartoon. Just with Elmer Fudd singing Kill the Wabbit.
I think there's a fire in the Smurf house, and that's Moonlight Sonata Part 3.
Moonlight Sonata was, a lot of people would associate with, but also they would associate it with Resident Evil because it was in that, it was in those games. They used the Moonlight Sonata.
Part?
Yeah, the first one. Not those terrible Resident Evil movies.
No, I mean
I didn't
first,
care for
like
it. Do you like them?
That part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, the third part is, when the nurse had to run away from Gargamel, that's the third part.
Good kitty. I didn't watch those Smurf movies.
Not movies, the show. The Smurfs.
That's a long time ago I watched the Smurfs back in the 80s. I've never gone back to it.
I wanted to play that. I could play the first part, and I started playing the third part, but I never played the third part. Anyway.
Getting back to, we were talking about 2001: A Space Odyssey. I loved it. Would you say it's best or worst movie ever?
Like best. It's one of my
best
movies ever that I've seen.
What do you guys think of Stanley Kubrick's classic 2001: A Space Odyssey from 1968? Jeez, that is 55 years old this year.
Yeah.
And it still holds up.
Oh, it's great.
Let us know what you think of it down in the comments below, or if you're going to check it out, you can always let us know. Moving on, you have a review for us next, dear.
Oh, yeah. The only thing that I got to watch over Christmas, because I was in a household with different age groups and not much media and the internet that didn't work the greatest.
Wow, sounds like torture.
And nobody wanted to see Avatar with me.
Why don't you just go out to the woods for Christmas if you're not going to have internet or power or nothing to watch?
We had power, but the internet was a bit spotty. But we watched The Rings of Power. I watched that again.
Oh, the Prime show.
Time. Yeah, we watched because my mother hadn't seen it, so we managed to watch that. I did enjoy it a second time, even though I just watched it recently.
I'll rewatch it sometime, but not right now.
Because I know now things, right? You know now things.
Okay, so you want to review Rings of Power?
No, I watched Gudetama and Eggcellent Adventure. And the reason why I watched this is because everyone could enjoy it, old and young.
This is a family film.
It's a show.
Okay.
They're very short episodes.
It's a family show.
Japanese, yeah, for sure. It's a Japanese show.
What's it on?
It's on Netflix. You can watch it. You could watch it probably in Japanese with subtitles, but it's also dubbed in English, so you can watch it all in English, like the actor speaking English.
Or you can do subtitles, yeah.
Yeah, we did it in English. It was really cute. Basically, Gudetama is an egg that cracks and is just a yolk, and he's really lazy. And I guess translated in Japanese it means lazy egg.
So it's a lazy kid.
No, lazy egg.
Okay.
It's a yolk. He's a yolk.
Yeah, but it's a metaphor for lazy kids.
Not really. And he meets Shaki Pio, who is a chick that hatches in the same carton of eggs. He's an actual chick. He's gone full. He's fluffy and everything. And like Shaki Pio has got all the energy, and he wants to go find their mother, like the book Are You My Mother? Mm-hmm. And he looks on the box and he sees a picture of the chicken, and he's convinced to go find the mother that they don't know. And Gudetama is just lazy. He's like, oh, I don't know. So Shaki Pio basically like kidnaps him and puts him in a little eggshell and carts him around.
Is this new?
It came out this year. I can't explain. They're in a restaurant, and they end up in another restaurant too, and they go meet the Prime Minister.
Okay.
And,
of Canada?
No, of Japan.
Oh.
It's Japanese. And it is, like, to me, I think if you're Japanese, you're going to enjoy it more because it has this, like, a different cultural thing.
It's got 100% ratings on Rotten Tomatoes.
Well, it's for all ages, right? Anybody can enjoy it. It's cute. It's very cute.
Yeah. Genre Kids Family came out just December 13, 2022 on Netflix.
It just came out because my daughter had already watched it and she said, well, let's watch it again.
How long are these episodes?
Oh, they're very short. Here, I'm just looking 11 minutes, 10 minutes, 12 minutes. For the episodes.
How many episodes?
I think there's like 10. Yeah,
short
10.
Episodes. That's easy to get through.
Minutes. It was. So we watched it in the afternoon, and my mom enjoyed it. It was really cute.
You'd recommend other people watch this?
Yeah, it is different. It's because it's from a different culture, and you can see, but it's really cute.
Yeah. Well, this is part. I think this sounds like it's part of Netflix's international market, because they're bringing us a lot of stuff from foreign markets that's really good, because that's how we got RRR, which is from India, and that was amazing. Yeah. That's how we got Dairy Girls, which was hilarious. What else did we get from the Squid Game, which was huge when it came out? So now we got this from Japan. We're getting a lot of good stuff from international markets.
And it's like live action mixed with cartoon. It's really cute. And, Gudetama is really lazy, and only people that are lazy can see him. Everyone else just sees an egg yolk. They can't see him, right? And and Gudetama becomes the Prime Minister for a while, I think.
But he's lazy.
He's very lazy. The Prime Minister is very lazy, too.
Is this show about, is it a message of don't be so lazy?
No.
Or is that just part of the character and it's funny?
In the end, he goes with his friend, Shaki Pio, and they try to fulfill Shaki Pio's dream, and then they fulfill Gudetama's dream. Gudetama, in the end, decides that he wants to be cooked and have a second life as something to be eaten.
As an omelet in someone's belly.
It's a life of food. It's like thinking about your food as well, and where they come from. They have a barcode on the eggs, right? Belonging to that farm, which we don't really have here, but some of them have serial numbers on their eggs here, so then they're able to figure out what farm it came from.
Them.
And to look for the mother. But why is it so important for them to find the mother? You know, it's interesting because the mother, of course, is just a chicken, and there's thousands of them. You know.
Would you say this is a funny show?
Oh, it's funny. Yeah, it's funny.
Funny, and
it's cute, and it's a good family show. It is different though. Like, it's from a different culture, and you can tell, like, a little different. But it's fun, and it's cute.
Maybe that's what Netflix is doing right now. They're just going out and like getting really good stuff from other markets, and then putting it on Netflix, and then it gets a much bigger audience.
Well, this character was apparently created in 2014, I believe.
If they're doing that from foreign markets, what do you think that? Oh, they've already done that for Canada. You know what they put on Netflix from Canada? Okay, great documentary series, Trailer Park Boys.
Oh, Trailer Park Boys. Yeah.
Okay, which is hilarious. If you haven't checked out Trailer Park Boys, just jump in any season. It's pretty hilarious. Usually like seasons 3, 4, 5, 6 are usually the funniest, but they're hilarious.
Of Nova Scotia.
Yeah, it's all about life in Nova Scotia, living in trailer parks. It's hilarious.
On the mainland.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the Trailer Park Boys, you know, they're just a bunch of, you know, they're criminals, they're alcoholics, they're drug users, they're in and out of jail all the time, and they live in a trailer park, so they're trailer park trash.
The first I heard of it, I was working in PEI, and I was in the national park, and I was going in doing a water sample or something, and this girl in this restaurant was like, she was almost shaking, she was so excited, she's like, Julian was just here.
Oh, that's who all the ladies like. They love Julian.
And she was like, and I didn't know what she was talking about, right? And she was going on about Julian being there and all this stuff.
Did he have his drink in his hand?
I think she gave him a drink. I'm not sure, but she was so excited.
If you saw that actor and he didn't have that drink in his hand, you'd be like, here, boy, this one's on me.
She was almost falling over. She was just so excited. And that's why I said, well, I better check that out, because I had no idea anything about it.
It's similar if you were to ever meet Randy, you got to buy that guy a cheeseburger. Because he's got that cheeseburger.
Oh my god, yes.
He looks like he's pregnant.
They're awesome. The Trailer Park Boys. Anyway, well, Gudetama, I gave it a best show ever according to your rating. I give it like a 93 for sure, but I give it like 100% for something everyone can watch.
Okay.
You know, for me,
all ages.
It's all ages, and it's hard to get a show that's all ages, and that's why a movie like Finding Nemo is so successful as well, because it is for all ages.
Lego Movie. It's
hard to get one that's for everyone. So it is for everyone.
Well, it's got 100% ratings, average ratings for both critic and audience score on Rotten Tomatoes.
And my daughter loves it. Like, she ate it up.
I might have to check it out. And it's short,
and
too.
You don't have to worry. Yeah, you can watch it very quickly.
And you say it's 10 episodes, huh?
Yeah, the last one is the longest, I guess. I think it's 17 minutes. So,
okay.
Yeah, it's really cute.
Gudetama, an excellent adventure. Oh, hey there, kitty. What?
Sarah's getting up.
Yep. So, what do you guys think of this Gudetama? Have you checked it out? Are you going to? Let us know down in the comments below.
Yeah.
What do we have to review next? Oh, I watched something on physical media just yesterday.
Oh, did
I
you?
watched Shazam.
Oh, I
from
really
2019.
Like
I gotta say it like that because it's got an exclamation mark.
Oh, okay.
Zachary Levi, Mark Strong. Who else is in it? Jimon Hansu is in it. This movie's amazing. Whether you're a fan of superheroes or comic book movies, whether you know anything about, or DC, even if you know nothing, this is a fun movie. Yeah. And I encourage everyone to check that out.
My friend Heather and I went to see it, and she didn't know anything about the superhero movies. I don't think she did anyway, and she really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's just a fun movie.
Yeah, it was.
It had
really
a good
fun.
director for it. It's supposed to take place in Philadelphia, because apparently that's where Shazam hangs out. But most of it's filmed in Toronto. So as I'm watching it, I'm like, oh yeah, that's Toronto. That's Toronto. That's Toronto. Yes. And then it's like the one scene, there's a couple of shots where they show the big, I think it's the courthouse, you know, the rocky steps that he runs up there. And then it's got a roundabout in front of it, and then you can see way down this main street that goes into downtown.
I guess.
You're like, okay, that's in Philadelphia, unless they're sitting in front of a green screen. But
I don't know.
It's a great movie.
I'm not familiar with Toronto.
There's so much fun jokes in it. It's really funny.
It's a good story.
Zachary Levi acts like a big kid the whole time, and apparently he's like that on set too. Hey, kitty. Yeah, let her go. She'll sit back down. Good kitty poo. Good Fluffy. Good
Clara.
Fluffy. It's her stage name, dear.
Oh, sorry.
You ruined it. Her name's Fluffy. Jeez. Okay. Yeah, she's a stage kitty.
Okay, she's now.
Mark Strong is in a completely different movie in this because he's playing it straight and he's this evil, ruthless bad guy. Meanwhile, Shazam, Zachary Levi's like just joking around.
He's a kid.
And they really play on a lot of superhero tropes. There's one, I mean, this movie's from 4 years ago. There's a great scene where they're both flying through the air at the end, and they're both in the air above the city, and Mark Strong starts lecturing him. He's giving the evil villain monologue, and they're like 2 miles away, and Zachary Levi's like, What? What? Dude, you're like 2 miles away. I can't hear ya.
Being too loud, you're scaring the cat.
Oh, kitty.
You scared her.
Okay, she'll come back. Just enthusiastic about this movie. It's a really fun time. It's super funny. I'll leave it there.
There we go.
Okay. It's super funny, and I can't recommend it enough. And there's this weird thing about this talking magical caterpillar that makes no sense to me. Which,
that part.
well,
Are you sure that's in the movie?
oh yeah, you see it in the movie earlier on, and it's trapped in this cage at the lair, at the Rock of Eternity. Remember, it's based off a ridiculous comic book.
Oh, okay, yes.
And you see him at the end. He busts. It's one of the post-credit scenes. It's a mid-credit scene.
Oh,
Then
okay.
there's another
It's coming
post-credit
back
scene
to me.
afterwards.
Yeah.
And Mark Strong, he's locked up because, spoiler, the villain loses.
Right.
Okay, this movie's 4 years old. I don't care. And what happens is
I forgot about that part.
he's going crazy, and he keeps writing all the symbols, and he's banging his head and banging on the cinder block walls, and then this thing comes to him in the window, and it's this talking magical caterpillar, and I'm like, what is that? Because I don't know about this stuff.
Every movie needs that.
But if they're rebooting this universe, the DCEU is going to be replaced with the DCU.
This caterpillar is going to be a big
It's
name.
just going to be a thing that, like, no, we're never going to find out what happens with the
Oh,
talking
we're not.
caterpillar.
I assumed he was going to be in the next movie.
DC movies are bad for that. They would end on a cliffhanger,
Yeah.
and then we never find out what happens, or they just forget about it for the next movie. That's what happened with BVS.
Yeah, we haven't seen that weird caterpillar since I forgot about him.
Exactly. Will we see it in Shazam 2, which is coming out in April or
You
March?
should send them an email and say, make sure not to forget about the caterpillar.
Yeah, I'm sure they would listen to me.
You never know.
But listen,
They might have forgotten about it.
we're getting
too.
Shazam Fury of the Gods in a couple of months.
Yeah.
Then we're getting The Flash in the summer.
Right.
Then we're getting Aquaman 2 in the Lost Kingdom next December.
Right.
So, and then this universe is being rebooted. So we're never going to find out about this weird talking caterpillar.
Well, let's hope he's in number 2. I think we should really send them an email and say, don't forget about that talking caterpillar.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to listen to me.
They might have forgotten all about him.
Zachary
I
Levi,
did.
and one of the best parts of this movie is the family. Because Billy Batson, that's the character's name, he becomes Shazam, that's the kid, that's in the comic books. He's a foster child, and he gets put in this foster home, and all the kids in it, and the parents, are great.
Yeah.
It's a really good
That's what
family
it's all about.
movie.
Yeah.
So it's a family film, and so it's about, he's creating a new family.
Yeah.
Okay? It's a family movie, there's lots of jokes in it. Yeah, it's a superhero thing.
But it's an all ages
I
thing
can't
as
recommend
well.
it enough. I definitely give it a best movie ever.
Yeah, I liked it.
What would you say?
Yeah, I
What
really
kind-
liked it.
That's your rating? You really
I
liked
haven't
it?
seen it in a while. I think I'd give it like a 95 or something.
Well, I hadn't seen it since I watched it in the theaters, so this was a good time because I'm watching my physical media.
It's an over 90 movie for me, as I recall, because I do remember it.
So that's
and
an
I
A
liked
plus.
it. Yeah, A+ for me.
A plus, okay. Have you guys seen Shazam from 2019? What do you think about it? If you haven't, check it out. You don't have to watch anything beforehand. It's a good time. Let us know what you think down in the comments below. And was that it for our reviews? I think so,
Yeah,
because
I
I
think
just
that's
did a
everything.
bunch of reviews on Friday,
Oh,
which was
okay.
2 days ago. So I did a whole bunch of things. Now I wanted to announce I got some new physical media. I did a review on my Star Wars book,
Oh,
The
yeah.
High Republic Light of the
It took
Jedi.
me forever to read it.
Yeah, because I put it down. I had to go back to it, which tells you it wasn't that great.
Yeah.
So now I got the next one in the series. It is Rising Storm.
It
The
looks
Rising
even
Storm.
bigger.
They're not that big. It's just
Well,
paperback.
the other one took
So
forever.
this is the second book in the Star Wars The High Republic series.
Okay.
And if you don't know what that is, the High Republic is before the Empire, so it's the prequels. And I think this is way before
He
episode
loves
1.
the prequels.
I would say I love them. They're fun. I enjoy them. They're really bad, but I still enjoy them.
Yeah, you like them a lot.
Oh, there was a
nostalgia for them.
What do you think of the prequels while I look this up?
They're not my favorite. As I said, the only character I like that killed him off in the first one. And,
Qui-Gon?
Yeah, and the acting.
Yeah, he was a great character.
Enjoy the acting. I find they're stiff. I like some of the concepts
because
in
George
it.
Lucas isn't good with directing actors. He's really bad at it and
It's
dealing with
missing
people.
the charm of the first three.
Listen, there's an interesting tweet that I
Which
saw.
is episode 4, 5, and 6. They're missing that charm, I find. I especially don't like the second one. I really
That
don't
one's
like
bad.
that one.
Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, that was
Yes.
my least favorite Star Wars movie for a long time.
Yeah.
Until we got Rise of Skywalker, and now I don't like that. That's my least favorite one, and then Attack of the Clones.
Mind the new
Now, if you
ones.
like any of these films, don't let me take any of that away from you, okay? If you like the prequels and Christine doesn't, if you enjoy them and they work for you, that's great. We're just saying we want to talk about them, so if they don't work for us, we say why. It's not that it's dumb and, someone is dumb for not liking them. Not at all. It's art, so everyone's going to have a different opinion on it.
I was super excited for these prequels to come out.
Well,
and
so
I don't
was
know
I.
if you remember, but when the prequels came out first, before that, they released all the original films.
Yeah, the special edition ones,
and I got to
which
go
people
see
didn't
them.
like. Hey, kitty.
I got to go see them in the theater. Here, you want your pillow back? And so I went to see them, and I was so excited for the new one. I was like bubbling with excitement, and then I was pretty disappointed.
Okay.
And,
Listen to this though. There was a great.
I mean, they're okay.
This was a
but
great tweet. It's from Prequel Memes on Twitter. It
Oh.
says the villains in the prequels perfectly foreshadow the rise of Darth Vader. Okay, Darth Maul was a Sith consumed by hatred. So is Vader. Count Dooku was a fallen Jedi. So is Vader. And General Grievous was a cyborg. Okay, Vader is all three of these. So I never noticed that. I never thought about that before. That's an interesting point. And that's absolutely right. Because they do foreshadow the rise of Vader because they're all just different facets of them. I thought that was really interesting.
But, the acting is not good. Natalie Portman in that movie, they literally
She's your favorite.
dubbed over her voice. And the pod racing thing.
Good kitty.
Oh my gosh, it goes on forever.
It goes over longer in the, it goes even longer in the physical media version. Because when they released it on DVD, and I still have my DVDs of the prequels,
right.
What they did was they took unfinished scenes and scenes that were cut out, and they finished them and put them in. You don't need them for the story, but it just adds a bit more.
I didn't like Obi-Wan.
And Star Wars fans like that.
I was really
Good
excited
kitty. Good
to see
kitty.
Obi-Wan. I did not like his portrayal.
Okay.
I did
you know
not
what? We'll review the prequels another time. But anyway, Star Wars: The Rising Storm. I'm going to be reading that next. Apparently, Fluffy doesn't like that.
There's going to be chewing on it in 2 seconds.
Okay. So I'm going to be checking that out soon. What else? I got some other physical media. You done there, kitty? Look, she's right in the camera. No. Come on, kitty poop. There we go. Next, someone was really nice and got me a 4K disc collection of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Thank you very much, dear.
You're welcome. I want to watch it now after watching the
Rings of Power.
Rings of Power.
So this includes both the theatrical and the extended versions. So you know what I'm going to be watching? The extended versions, which are 4 hours long each.
In the first one, I always fall asleep when they climb the river. When they get to that river place, I always fall asleep every single time.
By Rivendell.
No, when they're crossing the river.
Yeah, and they use the magic. The horses come out of the water. That's when they're going into Rivendell.
I didn't think so, but I just fall asleep every time.
Okay.
With Boromir. That's where I fall asleep.
Oh, that's near the end. That's right at the end.
I can't help but fall asleep when it crosses the river.
And they're attacked by the orcs.
And then I missed the part. Anyway, yeah.
And
I'll watch it. I'll probably fall asleep
Whoa!
twice. Kitty's getting the friskies.
Normally I would watch this during the holidays. And a lot of people do watch this on the holidays. They rewatch The Lord of the Rings during the holidays.
Yeah.
I was busy watching other stuff, and then I got this on Christmas, so I'm going to be rewatching those in the near future. Because they're a classic. If you haven't seen the Lord of the Rings trilogy by Peter Jackson, it's amazing.
I think my mom's going to read.
Up there with the best. It's up there with the best movies of all time. Okay? I would say they're up there in the top 100.
Well, the story is...
With 2001 A Space Odyssey.
They did a good job of it. I find The Hobbit...
No, we're talking about Lord of the Rings, not The Hobbit.
The Hobbit itself, yes, it was good to see it come to life, but it was...
No, we're not talking about The Hobbit here, dear.
Okay.
I'm going to be checking that out because it's amazing. And then I got a new physical media on 4K. I got Alita Battle Angel, which we were talking about not too long ago. Well, I got that for some Christmas gifts. So I'm going to be checking that out, which is a great movie, and they announced recently they're going to be making a sequel.
Oh, good.
One of the producers, who's also a producer on, I can't remember his name, was also a producer on Avatar: The Way of Water, so he's in the media right now with Avatar 2 being out. Mm-hmm. And so they ask him, they're talking to him, he's like, it's the standard question. You just came out with Avatar 2: The Way of Water. What are you going to do now? So instead of saying the classic response, I'm going to Disneyland, he said, we're making another Alita Battle Angel movie. No one brought it up. They brought it up themselves, so they want to do this. Yeah, will they get Robert Rodriguez to direct the sequel? I don't know. It's probably not going to be James Cameron because he's busy making his Avatar Blue People movies. I enjoyed it. You haven't seen Avatar 2 yet.
No, of course, no one wanted to see it. I guess I'll have to go.
Go this week. Okay.
I'll have to go next week.
And then you can review it for next episode. I've already seen it twice. I'm not going to see it again in theaters because it's just too long.
Oh, I thought you were going to come with me. Anyway,
No, I can't sit there in those seats for 3 hours.
Okay, that's a thing.
I mean, it's not that it's not good. It was in my top 10 for the year. It's just going to the theater. You got to sit there for 3 hours and 15 minutes in those seats.
I got a lot to do.
They're not exactly comfortable seats at the theater.
You put away all the Christmas ornaments now.
So that's the new physical media I got that I'm going to be... So in the near future, I'll be reviewing that. If you've seen any of those things or you got any thoughts on them, leave a comment down below. Now, before we go, we got a whole bunch of comments from people.
Oh my gosh.
On YouTube.
We did.
So I've been responding to them.
Oh, you really? Okay.
But I've been saving them because we can talk about some of them.
Okay.
So let's see.
Thank you for commenting, everyone.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for watching, though. For watching these videos. If anyone's watching this, because there's like 2 or 3 really nice people watching it.
When I went home at Christmas, I asked people, have you been watching it? And they all said no. So, other than my parents who watch on my own channel, they watch on my YouTube. My YouTube's very confused.
Yeah, so your parents are really...
they watch it, so I don't know who exactly
supportive, and thank you there. Let's see what we got. So, I posted a new spoiler-free initial reaction for Megan that I reviewed on the last episode. And Mr. Paul Howard responded to it and said, "Hi, Gru, how's Bob Kevin Stewart?"
Yeah, they think you look like Gru. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, I have to think about it for a minute, because I'm sure this guy thinks he's clever, but he's actually the second person to make that reference to Despicable Me.
Yeah, you don't have the same nose.
Anyway.
I replied. Put an image here of Gru next to you.
Okay.
You'll have a different nose.
What was his name? Paul Holland. Okay, thanks, Paul, for the comment there. I did respond to all these.
You're not an evil super genius. Sorry, Paul.
You know, if someone's comparing me to an evil cartoon genius,
he's funny,
part of a multi-billion-dollar franchise, I'll take it.
He has a good heart.
I guess. I don't know.
He adopted 3
children.
Then
I posted a couple weeks ago. I posted Fast 9. Okay, F9, the Fast Saga,
which was out a while ago.
Yeah, that was out in 2021. But I did an initial reaction because it was the first time I saw it, and so I got a bunch of comments. Got a lot of views on that one. Oh, hey, kitty. Let me look at that.
She's getting in her swatty.
Is she? Yeah, she just wants to
She's
be
kind of
left alone.
frisky.
Yeah, don't bother her. So let's look that up there. I got a whole bunch of comments on that. Let's see what we got here.
What did people say? Did they like Fast and Furious? I mean, there's
Okay.
a lot of fans of those movies.
First person's Ileana S. says, Uncle Fester, I found you.
Oh, well, she's been watching
Wednesday.
I didn't get that far to see what Uncle Fester looked like in Wednesday, so I don't know. Maybe
Thanks,
you look
Ileana
like
S. So apparently I look like Uncle Fester as well. I'll take that.
Well, sometimes the camera makes you look really pale. He's really not that pale.
Yeah. Hopefully you notice a difference with the lighting this time because I got some new lights that I set up and I've been working at it.
He does have color.
Anyway, Yala also said on that video, I would watch the older ones much better and the franchise was never that over the top until 7. Because this one was way over the
It
top.
sounded that way. They sent a car through space.
They drove a Pontiac Fiero into space. How do you do that with a steering
laughing.
wheel?
My dad and I were laughing when we watched it. We were like, what? That's what the movie is about? We thought it was
Did you guys
hilarious.
watch the movie?
No, we just watched you talking about it.
Oh,
We were
man.
laughing to kill ourselves.
I thought it was hilarious. I'm like, this
That's
is ridiculous.
funny.
And they drove it through a satellite. They're like, whatever, and they
And
just
the
drove it
wheels
through the
were
satellite.
spinning on what?
No, it has a rocket on it. It has like 3 rockets on it.
And what about the air? How could they breathe?
No, they were wearing like these old scuba diving things, like the big metal ones from 100 years ago. And they were dressed in these yellow suits, and then there's a joke that they look like minions because they got the big goggle.
Right.
That they were dressed like minions. And okay, anyway, thanks Yala. And Ka says it's knockoff Gru. That was the first person to make a Gru reference to me.
Very observant.
Apparently I look like Gru and Uncle Fester. Okay. What else do we got here? Oh, then I posted a video for Babylon, and I got a bunch of comments on that there.
You did not like the last half of that movie, if I remember correctly.
That was a disappointing film. So let me see. I asked people what they thought, and then 123 Rock fan says, I actually disliked the first hour. A lot of the comedy felt like an unfunny SNL or Key and Peele sketch. Which, that's fair.
Did you think it was funny at all? Or you just thought it was just...
It was way over the top. It wasn't jokes. It was more visual gags and just the hilarity, the absurdity of what's going on. Like, this is so crazy and over the top of Hollywood in the roaring 1920s.
Well, the 20s did roar.
And the excess. So anyway, thanks very much, 123 Rock fan. Then we had a little bit of a conversation on that there. What did he say? He said, I like the second half a lot more, especially Gene Smart's monologue about how modern audiences will eventually view old Hollywood actors. I thought the last 10 minutes were a bit pretentious, but interesting. It felt like a completely different movie.
Well, it seems
I agree.
You felt it was this different
The first half of the movie is just this wild and wacky, ridiculous ride, and then it just falls off a cliff and it just drags. Which it starts to slow down, and you're like, okay, don't worry, it's going to pick up. Because they did that before, right? It was a point where it dropped right down, but then it picked up in like 5 minutes. 5 minutes goes by, no, it's like, it's going to pick about 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and like, it's not picking up. And then there's this really disturbing 10, 15-minute horror movie scene.
It sounds like 3 movies in one.
And then it just goes back to dragging again, and then at the end, I'm not going to spoil it, but they try to tie it all together and make it meaningful and emotional. Really, this is a movie, it's Hollywood celebrating itself.
Okay.
It's another one of those movies.
Right.
We get a lot of these movies. However, while the first half of the movie was pretty hilarious, the second half killed it for me, and I'm like, no. But anyway, thanks, 123
He liked
Rock.
the second half better.
I guess.
I would probably too, because you don't like the slower things.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks, 123 Rock fan. Appreciate the comments there. What else did we get comments on? Did you see that movie?
No. I haven't seen any movies since...
Oh, I got a bunch of stuff on my Whitney Houston, I Want to Dance with Somebody review.
Because you did not like it.
Yeah, this was...
People must have liked it, did they? Or did they disagree? Or you
well, some people did. One guy got into an argument. Hold on.
Oh.
Ms. Seymour Movie says, the movie was great. You're crazy. Okay, fair enough. Why was it great? What worked for you, Ms. Seymour?
They like the music, I'm assuming.
Okay. And then I asked, I said, I'm glad you enjoyed it and that, and I was like, the only thing boring was your review, which, I mean, if you don't like my review, that's fine, but...
Sucker punch.
Look, I want to build a community where we can talk about things that we don't like as well as what we like, okay? You liked it. It didn't work for me. I don't want to take that away from Ms. Seymour movies or anyone else.
You haven't been a Whitney Houston fan.
Say what? I don't mind Whitney Houston music. I was hoping actually to get a lot of music in this, but the music was sparse. It was few and far between, and it wasn't some of the songs I was expecting.
Did she sing the Dolly Parton song? I Will
Yeah.
Always Love You?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There was a part with that. However, that movie cost $45 million.
The rights to the music.
I'm thinking, that's what it was, because they did.
Like
it wasn't on production values. It wasn't on talent. Okay.
Dolly Parton wasn't in the movie.
No, Stanley Tucci is in it. Good on him.
Oh.
But there's no A-list actors in it that you have to pay them millions and millions of dollars to be in this movie. I think it was just the rights, and because of that, they didn't have as much of it, because these are expensive songs apparently for rights. Because the last time I heard a Whitney Houston song in a movie was in Spider-Man: Far From Home. At the beginning, it was the I Will Always Love You song, which is an expensive song. It's right at the beginning of the movie.
It's a Dolly Parton song.
Yeah, originally.
She owns the song, yeah.
But I think that movie is not making money. We should talk about box office in a minute, but we're just going to finish up with these comments here. So who else said? Peggy. Anyway, thanks for the comment, Ms. What was her name again? Ms. Seymour Movies? Say more movies. Anyway, appreciate it, but let me know why you liked it next time. Anyway, Peggy Vick says, thank you for saving me time and precious money I can't afford to waste. Right. Because I was saying, I'm like, this ain't that great.
Yeah, it's too bad. Well, if you are Whitney Houston, like a big fan, this is probably the only movie you're going to get of hers.
Oh, yeah.
I'd say go do it.
Because
if you're a big fan
I'm sure most of that $45 million budget went to paying the family for the rights for those songs. Probably. So I'm sure they got rich off of it.
Well, she didn't write all
Anyway, thanks,
songs,
Peggy Vick. This one is SW4GGYGWORLS. I don't think that's where it says I loved it. Anyway, thanks for the comment. Let's see what we got here. And I think that's about it on that video there.
Okay.
So that was fun.
I'll try to watch some of these movies in streaming when they come in.
I wouldn't waste your time on that one. If you want to watch a good movie, I said for a good movie about a rise and then fall of a music icon, Elvis was really good.
Oh, yeah. So far, that's it.
The Bohemian Rhapsody one, that was really good because it had lots of good music in it. That's what I was hoping this movie was going to be.
I like Bohemian Rhapsody. I think it could.
I like that movie a lot. So I got a lot of comments on that one, and I believe... Oh, I got some comments on Spoiler Alert. Did you ever see Spoiler Alert with Jim Parsons?
No.
Jim Parsons plays Sheldon on The Big Bang Theory?
Yeah, it looked too much crying in it for me.
I wasn't that... Anyway, Justin Simpson, says in... I asked him what his thoughts are on it because I found it to be... It was good, not great. No, I didn't even say that. I said it was okay. Yeah. Which means okay means easily forgettable to me. So I was like, it's okay, but at the end of the day, I'm like, it's nothing I'm going to see again. So Justin Simpson says, I'm the complete opposite. Bought the movie on iTunes, bawled my eyes out, and have already watched it multiple times. Good on you there, buddy. This film meant so much to me. That being said, I understand why someone would have the same reaction you did. You either connect with this film emotionally or you don't, and I certainly did. See? He liked it, I didn't, and I don't want to take that away from him. I'm glad he liked it, and he owns it. He bought it on iTunes, he said, and he's watched it multiple times.
Well, I don't know if I can... I don't like movies that make me cry, either. It's too much
You never cry at movies. Never.
I don't cry in the movies.
Okay? I will be bawling my eyes out, and Christine will be sitting there completely stoic.
It's because
it was sad.
Yeah, I had experience when I was a child. My people were embarrassing to me because they'd be bawling their eyes out. And I would just sit there like, I'm not really with these
I'm
people.
so embarrassed. I'm not with them. I'm not with these people. I don't know them.
Bambi, they were bawling their eyes out at Bambi.
Okay. Quickly before we go, I would like to talk about the box office. But thanks to everyone for the comments.
Thank you for your comments.
Send in more. I want this to be a thing on every episode. We'll do comments at the end.
It sounds like they did enjoy most of those.
But quickly before we end, weekend box office was not another great box office. It was less than 100 million. Number 1 was Avatar.
Yes.
Okay, Avatar was number 1.
Well, everyone was stuck in an airport until just recently.
Yeah, the Christmas weekend. So Avatar came in at 45 million, which is all right. It's still making a lot of money. It's been out for like 4 weeks now, so it's still setting records. Number 2, the new movie, was Megan. The projected earning is 30.2 million for this weekend. Get this, that's on a $12 million budget.
Okay, how much did it make?
30.2 million is what it's projected. Megan. So this movie's already making money.
There's nothing else to compete, only Avatar, really.
Well, yeah, this is a new movie, so if you've already seen everything else, this is the new movie that came out. We're supposed to get A Man Called Otto. Oh, it's out in limited release, Hanks but it's not here yet. Right. Hopefully we get it for next weekend.
Yeah, hopefully.
But Megan is made. This is a Blumhouse production.
They're usually not very expensive production.
No, this is how you make money. This guy's a genius. I don't know this guy, but Jason Blum, who's the head of Blumhouse Productions, that's his studio. What they do is their strategy is they make all these horror and thriller movies, and they make them really cheap. They made all those Purge movies. They were really popular. There was a whole series of them. And they made The Invisible Man with Elizabeth Moss. They've made Megan. They make so many of them. Usually half of the horror movies that come out, a lot of them are from Blumhouse now. Right. What they do is they make horror movies really cheap. Okay, so they made this one for $12 million. They put in some money for marketing, and this movie had viral marketing. Did you hear about the viral marketing on this?
No, I didn't hear about it.
So they put out the trailer, and what happened was in the scene there's the Megan dancing scene, and that went viral. So it had people copying the dance and putting it on TikTok, but it also had people putting their own version, dubbing over different music for that scene. So is essentially, that's free advertising.
Oh, yeah.
And because it's the only thing else, so people want to go see it. Now, I said this movie was good, not great. I stand by that, and I gave it a worst movie ever because I'm not going to go back and watch it because they really toned it down. Like this, and I believe it's because they want a PG-13 rating in the U.S. and equivalent elsewhere in order to get teenagers to go.
Because this is a movie. They're the ones doing the dancing.
Okay. And it's targeted at the female audience, which generally supports horror movies more than the male audience. Mm-hmm. And so you got this Megan AI doll. I just found that it could have been way better if they had gone for like an R-rated horror thriller. Okay. It wasn't that scary for me.
Okay.
And
I'll probably be scared of it.
People like it because they say it's a good story because it's about a woman who takes custody.
Don't tell me too much. I want to watch it.
No, the premise of the movie is the woman takes over custody of her niece.
Okay.
Okay? Because her sister and her husband, who her niece's parents, they're killed. Oh. That's the beginning of the movie.
Okay. Well, okay? I think I'm going to try to watch it.
Sure. You take the kid to go see it.
I won't see it in theater probably, but until it comes out. No, because I don't have any time.
Well, getting back to my point, that came in second, and it's already making money off of 12 minutes. And that's what Blumhouse does. They make these cheap movies. Yep. Okay, horror movies, because horror is cheap to make. You don't get any big stars for it.
No.
And then next thing you know, you're making tons of money. That's how you make money.
What's number 3?
Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Then A Man Called Otto, even though it's not available here yet.
No, it's not here.
But it's probably in a lot of places in the U.S. And then Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Still in the top 5.
Yay.
Jeez.
Good.
So, are we getting anything interesting next weekend?
Well,
we're getting A Man Called Otto. Comes out in wide release. And The Devil Conspiracy and Plane, which is a new Gerard Butler movie. It's got Gerard Butler and Mike Colter. I'm going to see that on preview night.
Oh, okay.
You know who Mike Colter is?
No.
That's Luke Cage. Remember Luke Cage? That's
Cage,
Mike Colter.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, I'm not a big fan of Gerard Butler, but
I like him.
I'm going to review. He's been in a lot of bad movies.
Okay.
Some really bad stuff. He was in all those Olympus and London had those Fallen movies, remember? Olympus has fallen, London has fallen, Angel has fallen. Yeah, you ain't missing anything there.
Well,
they're generic action shoot 'em up movies. I didn't find them all that great, but if you enjoyed them, let me know. And I think
wasn't he the guy that played in the 300?
Yeah.
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 That's a good
After
movie.
that, he was in a lot of really bad movies.
Okay. Well,
So
300 is good.
Definitely.
Okay.
300 by Zack Snyder is great. Okay, so that's everything that we have to review. Please be sure to like this video. If anyone's watching this, thank you very much for listening to our nonsensical ramblings and watching Fluffy Kitty here, who's been pretty well behaved there this time. She was a little bit more
crazy little
energetic.
There. You couldn't see her.
Maybe Fluffy will be back for more guest appearances if she wants to. It's up to her, really. Or let us know if you like having Fluffy here for the episodes, or if you prefer not. Let us know down in the comments below. If you want to get in touch with the show, you can email us, CanadaMovieTVHosers@gmail.com. I'll put that up on the screen. And you can also get in touch with the show on Twitter @CanadaHosers. You can follow us there. I'll put all the social media stuff down in the description below, as well as the chapters in case people want to jump around. Anyway, thank you very much. Stop bothering the cat, dear. You're upsetting her. Okay, take care, everyone.
Bye.